Hey, what's going on YouTube? Today we're back for part 2. We're going to play around with Windows Server again. Today's go around, we're going to go over Active Directory. We're going to create a user, and then we're going to go ahead and join another computer to the domain using that user. Alright, with that being said, let's go. Let's have some fun. Alright, so to get it started, we're going to go ahead and play around with Windows first, and then once this one is joining the domain, we'll go ahead and create that user. So when it restarts, we'll just be able to log in with that user that we just created. To start though, we just got to make sure I had set this over here. We're going to make sure, we're going to verify the static IP. We're going to make sure it's the same as yesterday that we configured it for the Windows server. So we got 10.0.0.101. Obviously the 100 was for the server. 255, so that's going to be the same sub.mask, same gateway, and then we're going to set our preferred DNS server to the Windows server. So that's good to go. Another thing I like to do is just verify that we are able to communicate with this server. So I'll just go ahead and ping the machine. Obviously that's telling us that we have good communication, so we'll go ahead and close it out for now. Alright, then we're going to bring up Explorer, File Explorer. You can go to this PC. You're going to right click it, Properties. You can go to rename this PC. Sorry. There should be advanced, yeah, rename this PC advanced settings. You go down here, it says to rename this computer or change its domain. Click change. We're gonna go to member of. This can be the computer name, but go ahead and we'll just change that now. And then we're gonna go ahead and join the domain that we created yesterday. So now when we hit OK, it should ask for a username and password for the administrator on that server. There we go. So that's a good sign. So we're going to go with the administrator, the default we left from yesterday, part 1. There we go. It says welcome to the cyberme.local domain. Hit OK. In order for any of these changes to take place though, it's going to have us restart. As it says here, you must restart your computer to apply these changes. Hit OK. Again, it'll say right here, will take effect after the restart, and we'll just go ahead and restart it now. Alright, while the Windows computer is restarting and joining the domain, we're going to go ahead and just create a user real quick. So at the top, you're going to go to Tools, go to Active Directory Users and Computers. On the left side, we're going to have our server right here. You're going to look out for users. I'm just going to click on that folder. It's going to be everyone that's currently set. As you can see, obviously the administrator right here is the one we use currently for the server. So you have two ways to go about this. You go ahead at the top, you click create a new user, or you can just go ahead and right click, go to new, and then go to user. We're just going to type in basic stuff here. We'll just go with George. We'll just give him Raspberry. George Raspberry. Alright, and then from there we're just going to go give him a login. So we'll just keep it simple. Call it George. George at cyberme.local. That's going to be the domain. Next. We're going to give him a default password. We're going to have him change it at password at next login. So we'll give this user the default password. Once he logs in, it'll make him change it. Next. Finish. Perfect. Now when the computer boots up, we should be able to log in with George. Alright, looks like the Windows machine has rebooted. As you can see, this is the default user from the local account, which is important to remember for if you ever ran into any issues later on for the domain or whatever. You can use that local account to still log in, so the administrator local account. Go ahead down to the bottom of the user. As you can see, this is signing into the domain CyberMe, which is what we want. We're going to go ahead use George as our login. Use the password we set. Obviously, it's going to notify us telling us that we have to change the password. Go ahead and change that. There we go. Now we're joining the domain using the user that we just created, and we'll just kind of let that run through real quick. Alright, we're logged in. We're with the username George, which is what we created in the Active Directory. So let's just verify that the DNS works. So we'll go ahead and do NS lookup. It should resolve the IP address using the forward lookup zone that we configured yesterday. Perfect. I noticed I was having a hard time. I was playing around with the IP for the reverse lookup zone, and it was not resolving. And then I remembered yesterday we had deleted it at the end of the lab to kind of explain or show this exact thing. So I'll go ahead and just bring that back up again. We'll reconfigure it, and we'll be good to go. So as you can see here from yesterday's video, we went in here, we ended up deleting that reverse lookup zone. So we're just going to create a new one real quick. Remember to create that pointer. There we go. Just want to show you also as well, if you take a look, since the computer has joined the domain, you can see that it also created a host A record for that computer jack that we had named earlier with the IP address 10.0.0.101. That worked out perfect. And then we can just go back to the Windows machine real quick, and we'll just verify one more time that the zone has been created, and there we go. Alright guys, so that's going to end the video for today. That's part 2 of the Windows Server installation and configuration series. It's obviously a mini series from my first videos, kind of playing around with the idea of YouTube, seeing when it's out there. I had fun. I learned a lot when I did this lab about a year ago. It's very basic. You could play around obviously in the settings and stuff like that, creating users, creating groups, getting into group policy settings and stuff like that. I'll probably do more videos in the future as far as Windows servers goes. For now, that would be all. As always, never stop learning.